I was working in this university and I was doing events, and over time, I began to really become aware of myself and my future and what I wanted my legacy to look like. And of course, it was brought on by just what my life looks like. So I'm a mom. So I have a son. He's 5, and when he was born, a lot of how I lived changed. I wasn't living for myself anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So I needed to make sure that whatever I did, it has to have him in mind. And of course, that sounds very cliche, like, oh, you're a mom, you don't live for yourself. But no, it's true, and I had to act like it. So every decision I made in terms of my job and my finances, I had to balance that with what did Amber want? What did Amber the person want versus what did Amber the mom need to do? So even if
that's probably so hard. I can only imagine. I mean, I don't.
It is. And there are a lot of people who will tell you, like, I really want to leave, but we have medical bills and I have daycare expenses and tuition and I have kids, and like, trust me, that makes complete sense. And I absolutely see where that line of thinking comes from, but it comes from being consistently told and programmed to think that the only security you will ever have
is in a job.
Will be when someone else can hand it to you.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Right.
Now, please don't think that on the other side you're going to fall on like the biggest safety net. Like, no, absolutely not. The only security you're really going to get is going to come from you. I can't even say you working hard, because life will always happen. It's going to come from wherever your faith may lie. But I know that my security comes from knowing I've already won, right? The victory is already won. I just have to make it through the battle.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's like the finish line is always at where the finish line is going to be. You know what I'm saying? You just have to run the race. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't just keep leaving the racetrack and going to Burger King or, stopping off at your homegirl's house and, Netflix and chill. Oh, you know what? I want to try selling lemonade at the race versus running the race. I mean, and we do all those things. We're like, oh, you know what? I need some new Nikes. Let me, I got to go hustle and do this. And it's like, at the end of the line, like, your own shoe brand is down there at the finish line, but like, you're too busy consuming and like, exactly, or you're blinded, distracted.
Because the race is hard. The race is hard. Please don't let anybody ever confuse you. Life is hard.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely is. Like, things will happen that will have you sitting in a stupor, like, what just happened?
Mm-hmm.
Like, your life will be one thing one day and something completely different the next. You cannot control that. The only thing that we can control is our reaction to anything, right?
That's so true.
I mean, hey, but that's neither here nor there. But as I started to become more aware of what it is I really wanted, I knew that you can't get rich working a 9 to 5. That is never going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and you've heard people say it multiple times. If you want to be a millionaire, you're going to have multiple streams of income. So to be clear, my objective was not to become a millionaire. My only objective in life is to make sure that I am always liked for someone. I need my name, my presence, my legacy to have made my Heavenly Father proud, to have left something behind that had made my space better.
Mm-hmm.
Like, once I leave, I need to make sure that my being here wasn't a waste of time. Now, while I'm here, I, of course, need to make sure that I have everything I want. I need to make sure I have everything I need, and having some things I want, just that is the icing on the cake. But I had gotten to a place where when I really started to examine that, I was like, are you happy? The answer is no. Why aren't you happy? And when it really came down to it, it was like, I am extremely busy. I'm really good at what I do, but I am producing nothing. And a lot of us, when we go to work, like when you wake up tomorrow, you go to work and you're going to think, I was busy from the time I got there to the time I left. And if you can look back on that 4 days and say, what did you do? I had gotten to the point where I'm like, nothing.
Yeah, like
I have just done
it's
a
you
whole
could
lot
go
of
all day. You
investing
can
that
not
doesn't
have a
mean
time to
nothing.
think, reflect, write, pour into
Yeah.
someone. You're just moving, going through the motions. You don't even get a chance to evaluate something you may have said to someone, or take in something someone said to you, or say, you know what, I was wrong, or man, hey D, you did a good job of that, because you're just on the go. You don't get to
You're just going.
think about maybe
And
who, you don't get a chance to be mindful. You know what I'm saying? And
of anything. Mindful. You don't get a chance to even be. Like, people have
yourself,
confused,
exactly.
like, the hustle with being busy. And we really have to break that right now. This whole, I'll sleep when I die, I'm constantly busy, I'm constantly grinding. No, be careful. Be careful.
Okay.
Because the devil will really trick you into thinking that as long as you're busy, you're grinding. No, he'll keep you busy with the busy work. And you're producing nothing. So now you have devoted all of your time to what? And then on the flip side, you've lost out on devoting time to what? Like, I was giving 50, 60 hours of myself to people who if I had died, they would have replaced me.
Yep.
Not saying they wouldn't have, cared, but
but the show would go on.
They will have a lily on your chest and somebody else at your desk before you're in the
Oh,
ground.
man.
Exactly.
A lily
because
on
my
your
monkey didn't
chest.
stop that show. They have a lily on your chest and somebody at your desk.
Man.
And it is what it is, because you are not their concern. Their mission is their concern. Now, please, let me pause right here, because I don't want to be one of those entrepreneurs who are like, oh my God, I can't believe you're working 9 to 5. Absolutely not. What are you talking about? Like, how is the world going to function? But what I do want to do is I want to really urge people to examine, if you are going to work at 9 to 5, that needs to be your heart. Like, you need to go to work and you need to be like, man, this is the best thing I could ever do. And there are people who are absolutely like that, and I am indebted and grateful to them. What I really want people to realize is that is false security.
It's a lot of false things out here. You know what I'm saying? And
but you're fed a lie like it's secure, and it's not, because I'm pretty sure that people who have worked really long and tirelessly at Toys R Us didn't think they were going bankrupt.
Yeah. Okay.
Like you really can't put all of your faith into someone else's work, because where do you benefit from that? But once I asked myself that question, I'm like, I'm not doing anything. Then I really started to ask myself, what did I want? And that was my very first step in listening to the universe, or to fate, or to listening to God's voice for me. I had to change my prayer from, God, I need you to give me a new job that has more money where I can do this and this. And then when you often think, I keep praying and I'm not getting anywhere, and I've been applying, like I had a folder on my computer with countless jobs and cover letters that I had applied to, but had heard nothing. Started applying to stuff that I knew I was overqualified for, but had heard nothing, and people get discouraged and they become just discontented, like, okay, well, I'm just going to sit here. Maybe this is where I'm supposed to be. Well, no, maybe it's time for you to change what you're praying. And that was when I started to see a shift. Was when it went from, God, I need this, and I want this, and make a way, Jesus, I need you to come in and step in. No, my prayer then shifted from that to, God, I already know that it's worked out. I know you've put this amazing thing in me, and you have this amazing plan for me. So please help my will to be your will.
Right.
Because whatever it is that you have for me is so much bigger and so much better than whatever it is I think I want.
Right.
So once that prayer changed, he was like, okay, cool. So let's really discuss what you want. I'm like, okay, I want to be able to be available for my family. Like, I want to be able to dedicate to work, dedicate to mom, dedicate to my community. Like, I need it to be an even split, God. He's like, we can do that. And here's when and this is just a note for anybody. when you know that there's time for a change, or like you say, what was the last straw, God will make things so completely
uncomfortable. Oh my gosh. Man, hey, I mean, I'm just echoing. I'm not gonna say why, but there's a real reason why. I mean, but the funny thing is,
outside of your control
is I witnessed this from high school when, and I think the biggest way where I receive messages is when things don't make sense. Like you're in a situation and somebody's telling you something and you're like, that's garbage. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been athletic, high school, summer before senior year. I playing on a team. I'm a leader pretty much. Everybody look up to me like big sis. And then trials for the regular season come and they're like, oh, you know what? Your defense is not good enough. And you're just like, what? That don't make sense. And then I think now at this point, it's been like 2 years ago. I got a call or I got told pulled in and said, you know what? You're not about the soldiers. You just here for yourself. And I was like, what? Okay. I was like, but I don't get it because I'm really trying to do this media thing. I want to get into this. I got to figure this out. Like, I want to do this. If I don't figure it out, I don't know if I want to stay in the military. And it was like, that doesn't even make sense. And I was like, anybody that knows me knows that I talk to people. I care about them like that. So it was like, okay, that don't make sense. And I'm like, okay. And so now I'm kind of going through the same thing at my current job. And it was like, people feeding you the lies. So it's like, I'm so glad that I had that experience, that lesson all the way to high school, because it was always going to be times where people fed me foolishness. And it's up to me to either stay in the cesspool or get out and make my own new pool somewhere else. Like I can sit there and complain and taking all the poison and probably, continue to, impede upon my mental health and feed anxiety and all these things. So I can stay there because it's a secure check. And my schooling's backed it up. And it's like, yeah. But I also knew going into it, I only wanted to spend 3 years and it was going to be leading to something else. Now, what has changed is the direction where that had, it's showing me it's changed. But I already knew the time period when I went in. So I can kind of be disobedient to my purpose and my race and all that. I can do that. Or I can stay there. I can stay there or I can leave. Like you always have an option to leave. Like people stay in jobs and they're, well, I'm so close to retirement. I'm just like, okay, I hope you make it to retirement. I hope you make it. And let me tell you something you just said that's so and I'm just like, I don't care about retirement. I can't even see nothing past 5 years. I've only done one job for so many times. And it's not been nothing full time that I've worked more than a couple of years. And I'm not upset with that. But I'm like, the only thing I want to do 20 years, 30 years is be a mom, be a partner, be a friend. Those are the only things, be a volunteer, be of service. Those are the only things I care about doing for that long a time. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't have to work for a particular person or job. Now, there's nothing wrong to me with working for anybody else, but I think it has to be where your vision and their vision line up and it makes sense for your passions and your purposes. Yes. Otherwise, it's pointless. And there's a lot of mismatch going on. It's just like, I don't know who they had on LeBron the other night. I think they had Lonzo Ball on him. It's like total mismatch. I mean, and when you do that, you're bound to get defeated. So it's just like kind of stay in your lane or out the lane, for the point of that example, and go from there. Let's see, Amber, I wanted to ask you, let's see. So tell us something about common sense. What brought about the name, who you are, what you do. I think people may be curious to know that. So we know you make candles.
Yes. So how common sense started? It started, and just I promise you, it started because God told me to. Now let me unpack that. So that it really makes sense.
People like, okay, all right, sure.
It's like, God told me this. No, listen, let me tell you exactly what it looks like. when God talks to you, let me tell you what it looks like, because a lot of people feel like, I've never had God talk to me. Yes, you have. But what's most likely happened is that your voice is so loud you can't decipher His. Or you have so much going on.